Hi, I'm Carcino.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Welcome. Now, I'm glad you guys are here. Yes, I took me a nap. I'm really rested to do this one. And I was going to do it earlier, but I said, let me take a nap first, get a couple of winks. And here we are. Shaquille O'Neal, the Shaq, has come through and basically exposed LeBron James and other NBA basketball players. And you might say, whoa, what happened? How did we get here? Well, that's why I'm glad you're here, because this is what's going to get you there. Shaquille O'Neal was responding to the incidents that happened just the day prior when no one had any knowledge except for the federal government. The NBA claimed they had no knowledge that Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and Damon Jones would be brought under scrutiny with this whole investigation. And believe me when I tell you, there is more than what's going on the surface. There are more NBA players that could be going down for this. Now, one of the interesting things is when they start saying player 3, player 4 in these accounts, which it had something to do with the Los Angeles Lakers and the Lakers organization. But people are starting to, go back and saying, well, maybe, there's where there's smoke, there's fire. Shaquille O'Neal made a statement that was so largely, drop the list. Oh, I know the players that's on this list. And it's largely put to the public that many of the people out there are acting very strange. But one thing in particular that made this very interesting to me was the simple fact that everyone is focused on, they got all this technology with the contact lenses, the card counting machines that mark the cards, that glow in the dark when you wear the glasses. You get to see the cards, and everything. And they think these NBA players have that technology. You have 3 mob families involved, and not one photo of them has ever been in the papers. But we're going to publicly blast 3 black NBA players. That still don't sit well with me. Even with Gilbert Arenas' situation that he was in, he's a small fry compared to all of the giants that's in the game. That's involved in that case. That's an Israeli mob situation, and yet you would think Gil was in charge of everything that went down. The way the federal government explained it. The way they took his name and put him in every article and had his face everywhere. He was everywhere. And he was only a small person in the situation. So for that, again, I'm just like, that's an alarming sight if you're a black man in America, because hundreds of millions of dollars won't even protect you. Terry Rozier is making like $24 million or something probably this year. Yes, Kevin Garnett his name is being involved in the situation now because he sat down and actually played the game with Chauncey Billups. There's others that y'all really don't know about. But yes, Kevin Garnett is a name that came up. Now, I want all of you guys to make sure you join my Patreon, which is Carcino for Life. We're going to go through all of the names on the Patreon. We're definitely going to do that. Now, let's go into Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal last night said something that is very damning. And it's something that the general public don't know. Only players in the NBA know. And he brought that up last night. And it pretty much exposes LeBron James' ability to be able to say, well, I don't know what's going on. I'm oblivious. Because what they're saying is player number 3, who people assume is LeBron James, in the situation, saying that this person used to play for Cleveland, was on the Lakers, and that they weren't going to play in this game on that date. And the only person that was of that stature that didn't play was LeBron James. And that's why they putting 1 and 1 together, coming up with 2. And said player said that they said that that person was not going to be playing. And it was before that person was even on the injury report, which should not happen. And Shaquille O'Neal is going to tell you why that's not supposed to happen. Listen.
No, everybody that's at play. And I don't like to sit up here and be hypocritical about certain things. I homeboy gamble, Arnie. Bet it. We've been on teams. We played cards. We played spades. We played tonk. But with that being said, every year they would give us forums on what and what not to do. One of those things where if somebody asks you if a certain player is playing, you say no.
Right there. That's it. That is it. The NBA every year gives you a forum. It tells you what to do and what not to do. And the main thing on that forum, they said, if somebody asks you if you're playing in the game or not, you're not supposed to disclose that information to anybody. So if LeBron James gave information to Damon Jones that he was not going to be playing, he violated NBA rules. If LeBron James gave that information that's on that list to Damon Jones, he has violated the NBA rules because the injury report had not come out yet that he was not playing. So if that is the case, LeBron James is in a lot of trouble. Especially the fact that that information is a part and is named as in a federal indictment. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, good people. Don't forget to subscribe to the page. If you're new here, we open up the chat to everybody on this one. We want everybody to come in. Feel free, feel welcome. So make sure you subscribe and stay a while because this thing's going to get a little bit more interesting as it goes along. because, like Shaq says, hey, we homeboy bet, we homeboy gamble. But you're talking about a league and even the network of ESPN that has its own gambling site. They got ESPN Bet. They've linked up with a gambling company. So your network that you're on is promoting gambling. So it isn't just the NBA, it's whatever sponsors the NBA. They're betting. It's everywhere now. Everybody got a betting line. You go to the restaurants here in Illinois, you go to the bar, they got slots everywhere. Certain towns, they got their own laws saying that we don't want the people to get addicted to gambling, so we're not going to have an ATM here. So they'll really have to go out and go to a bank or somewhere else to go to ATM, but they can't continuously do that. We don't want people spending all their money, so we do that as a deterrent. It don't work. It doesn't work. And the scenarios never change. That's the main problem of it. And when Shaquille O'Neal made that statement, that made everybody understand that their rules, the NBA already knows these rules. All the players who played in the league know these rules. LeBron James, you get a list every year on what to do and what not to do. And that is one of the main things of what not to do is to divulge information on your playing condition because they have an injury report. So the injury report has to come out first before you can say anything to anyone, anybody, period. And especially when there's sports gambling going on. So now what the federal government is going to be looking at is how many times did this happen that maybe player number 3, who everyone is assumed is LeBron James. His protection is going to wear off the moment it happens. Yeah. How many times did LeBron James do this? That's what the general public is going to want to know. It's going to get deeper than that too. Because what people don't realize is that there are a lot of people that could be culpable in this situation where it's going to explode. Like this thing is going to get so massive that people are going to be in shock by the time it's all said and done. Now, here's what I want to know. Why are they making it like they're the only big players at these games? There were no NHL players, no baseball players, no NFL players, just basketball players. Oh, you know what's going to get called into question, right? Mm-hmm. But see, what always happens is that somebody gets caught in a situation that doesn't usually make a lot of sense. But what's going to get called into question and what we're looking at right here. They can go all the way back to Cleveland. George Hill on the free throw line, 4.7 on the game. The assistant coach in this situation just happens to be Damon Jones. And a chance to put them up one. The shot went up. It was short. JR gets the rebound and dribbles it out. LeBron is yelling for him to throw the ball. LeBron could have called timeout at any point. Then he calls it too late when time had expired. All of this chaos is going on the court. Bron is mad at JR. They had timeout. They had one timeout left. Everybody remembers. And look who's in the background. See? Damon Jones sitting right there as an assistant coach. LeBron James does not score a field goal in overtime. He has 2 points on free throws because he's so frustrated with what took place. Now, y'all are probably thinking, well, what went down here? Everybody was like, man, LeBron just quit. Why did he just quit? Was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Because in J.R. Spliff's post-game interview, he said, oh, yeah, I wasn't even worried about that. You wasn't like, no, I didn't say I didn't know. I knew we were tied. I was just like holding on to the ball, thinking they might foul me or something. But I was like, oh, they finna call a timeout. That's what I thought that they wanted to do. But they was like, Bron was like, no, pass it. We're going to shoot it. Which didn't make any sense whatsoever. So if they're going to be looking into a lot of people, don't just look at LeBron on this. You look at J.R. Spliff. Was J.R. just high? And this is a coincidence? But what isn't a coincidence, LeBron shut down. This is one of the tapes they're going to look at. Do you know after this series was over, Damon Jones, this is the last time he was an official coach in the NBA. It was 2018. He was out the league. Now, on top of this, guess what? Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm going to give you a whole list of players, and it's going to shock you. I might give y'all one here before we start going into a whole list of players on the Patreon. I might give y'all one here. Now, he was out the league. Darvin Ham gets hired to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Oh, yeah, that's it. We going deep. D. Ham was hired and basically picked by LeBron James to be the head coach for the Lakers. They said Darvin Ham requested Damon Jones be an uncredited coach for the Los Angeles Lakers. Why would Darvin Ham say, I want Damon Jones to be my head coach on my team? Who would want Damon Jones on the team and not getting paid by the league? So Darvin Ham gets the head coaching job, and part of the personal coaching staff for the Los Angeles Lakers, who's not even an official coach, is Damon Jones. What's up, KB? Yeah, I saw you review my video on MJ Line. That was something else. Yeah, I ain't bring that one to YouTube yet, but I'm gonna do it probably later on today or so. I had to show them, man. Even their invincible is not invincible. So now, Damon Jones is now an unofficial coach on the Los Angeles Lakers staff. What was his role? Why was he there? I'm quite sure they interviewed Darvin Ham and said, what made you bring Damon Jones to the Los Angeles Lakers? And he'll probably say, oh, that ain't my coach. I better hope I get my pension. I know it just exposed how people would blind themselves to what was actually said with the receipts and go right to hating me about Jordan. And I'm just showing them. I was like, I'm just showing y'all. Y'all was going to do just that. Blinded by celebrity. Oh, no, there's been a lot of instances. Because trust me, I sports bet. I lost a fortune last night because I had Denver +2. And you saw all of the craziness that happened in that game. For Steph Curry to get a magnet ball 3 to send the game to overtime. Then in overtime, hitting another 3. This was crazy. You think they don't know the point spreads? You think the refs are not a part of this thing? This thing is huge. Huge. Now, that whole thing with J.R. Spliff with Damon Jones on the sideline looks very suspicious. But what Shaquille O'Neal said was true. And Kwame Brown is right here, and he could attest to it.
Know everybody that's at play. And I don't like to sit up here and be hypocritical about certain things. I homeboy gamble, Arnie. You know, bet it. You know, we've been on teams. We played cards. We played spades. We played tonk. But with that being said, every year they would give us forums on what and what not to do. One of those things where if somebody asks you if a certain player is playing, you say no.
Right. You say no. You're not supposed to say anything. See, that's what Shaquille O'Neal knew the most. You're not supposed to talk. They gave you a list, and Kwame's right here. He played in the league. I'm quite sure when he got in the league, they gave him a list. Y'all can ask him in the chat. They give you a list on what to do and what not to do. And one of the main things they say not to do is what the federal government is saying that happened with player number 3. That Damon Jones had information about player number 3 that everybody could put one and one together and assume it's LeBron James. That he was not playing right after he got the scoring record and the scoring title. And that injury report wasn't even present yet. And that information, somehow Damon Jones got it, put out a tweet to say, so-and-so ain't playing, go heavy on the Bucks. Because I remember that game. I remember because I covered the game, was about to, and we saw what happened. It was a late scratch for LeBron. And LeBron didn't play in 3 straight games, resting an ankle after he went and got that scoring record. So what he did was Shaq just opened up the business right there and didn't even know he was opening up the business and exposing LeBron. Because now Shaquille O'Neal's letting it known that the NBA gave you a letter saying what not to do, and that's monumental. That is monumental. That list dictates everything you need to know about this game. All your do's and don'ts. And he said, Kwame Brown said, yep. And one of those things in there, you're not to tell anybody you injured and you can't play if that injury report don't have it first. They let you was even Brown is telling right now that you ain't supposed to say that. So they didn't even have the sports gambling legally everywhere. You had to go to like Vegas or somebody or have a bookie. You still couldn't divulge that information. That's why the injury report was put in place. He said there is a time that for that list to be out 1 minute too soon is a problem. So Kwame just told y'all, if that list is out 1 minute too soon, that's a problem. Ken James, you must not be listening to the reports. LeBron James' name is damn sure in connection. What report you reading? Who you think player number 3 is? Did you read the report? Now, if you was on the Patreon, you would have had the report. Right, we got the report right on the Patreon. For all my tiers, you get to see all the reports, both of them. So you don't have to take our word for it. You can read the reports yourself and see what's going on in the case. The entire indictments, both of them. And he said, think. If you knew LeBron wasn't playing or he's leaving the game early, if you knew that before everyone else, exactly. And this guy made a text message, Damon Jones, and the text message came out, and they read the text message saying it said, make sure D Jones get his cut. Make sure he get his money in. They got all the text going in saying so-and-so isn't playing. Go heavy on Milwaukee. Now, all of these things came to the light. So how in the world are we supposed to omit that? And the fact that this man wasn't even a hired NBA coach anymore. Ever since we showed you the infamous season when he was on the bench in the NBA Finals in 2018. This is the last time Damon Jones was there. They got rid of him as soon as he couldn't get another job. So only when Darvin Ham came, D. Jones was back. He's a close friend of LeBron James, and he's part of Clutch Sports. Yeah, it's a common problem we're seeing. You would think Chauncey Billups is the face of the entire organization, when they know damn well this man was just paid to come there to play in the games, to give it credibility. Is somebody paying you for a celebrity poker game? You don't know all the parties involved. I believe Terry Rozier is innocent, and I think Chauncey Billups is innocent. That's just me. Now, Chauncey's wearing a shirt, though. And on that shirt, it shows his allegiance. Coming out of the courtroom, he's showing his allegiance. After posting his bond, Chauncey comes out of jail with Clutch Sports Group. Terry Rozier, another situation, right? So now we got about 2 to 3 players that was in Clutch Sports Group. He said he gonna get off Clutch Sports Group. He's like, that's the reason he made sure he wore that shirt. Yeah, that's the same thing Jeff Teague said. He was like, man, I had some serious people calling, threatening me. I mean, they the death row of the NBA now. You can't say nothing about clutch sports. People come pulling up. Oh, yeah. That's because that's what they want you to see. They show you what they want you to see. Mm-hmm. Who was Chauncey Billups' coach in college? Well, not in college, but in the pros. People forget Rick Pitino was the coach. That Chauncey Billups, Rick Pitino, right before he was getting caught in allegations, he left and went to the NBA. Right before he can get investigated, he got out and went to the NBA. Right? For college game infractions. Then he's coaching Chauncey Billups. Could be a coincidence. Right? That could all be a coincidence. Serious. Everybody says that, but that right. It could just be, hey, that's just a coincidence. Let me share this with you.
Is too much. We all know by now that Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and Damon Jones have been arrested for illegal gambling. But what you don't know is they all have one very specific thing in common. All three of them at one point in their career were coached by this man, St. John's coach Rick Pitino. Pitino was the head coach of the Boston Celtics from 97 to 2001. And in his very first year with the team, who did he coach? That's right, one Chauncey Billups. Now, the very next season, his second season with the Celtics, who do you think he coached that year? Yup, you guessed it, one Damon Jones. But wait, because that's not it. After Pitino left the Celtics, he then went back to college to coach Louisville. And who did this man coach from 2013 to 2015? You already know, one Terry Rozier. Now, if that's not an absolutely wild coincidence, I don't know what is.
Now, you think that's a coincidence? How did these guys even find these like mob guys? Mm-hmm. That's what I say. How did they even find him? Rick Pitino, who ran away, right? Everybody believes Rick Pitino is mob tied. He coached all three of these guys. No mention of Pitino, though. Well, that's the parents' fault if the kids are going missing. But let's take a look right here. Oh, BS. They want me to log in. Typical New York Times or New York Crimes. The FBI came and got Rick Pitino. All his legacy, everything. When he ran back to college, that's when they got him. After he got ran out of the NBA. Recruiting scandals, paying for players, the whole nine.
Being conducted by the United States Attorney's Office, Southern District of New York, and the Federal Bureau of Investigations are troubling to all of us. While the investigation is continuing and no charges have been filed against the University of Louisville or any of its employees, the allegations are serious. It is strict rules, of course, federal law. Doing nothing would be a tacit endorsement of unethical and criminal behavior. Board Chairman Grissom and I spoke to both Athletic Director Tom Jurich and head men's basketball coach Rick Pitino this morning and informed them of the following decisions. Effective immediately, Coach Pitino placed on an unpaid administrative. Pitino will be reviewed at a later date. We will continue throughout this process to follow university personnel policies. Athletics Tom Jurich has been placed on a paid administrative leave. The leave will continue until the Board of Trustees has an opportunity for its regularly indefinitely.
Now,
this decision will protect the interest.
that was enough. But I wanted you guys to see that so you would know what a coincidence. Because how would they have a relationship with these mobbed up guys unless you know somebody that's pretty much in that system? But they would never mention that in the press. They would never do that to tarnish Pitino's legacy. Rick Pitino, Italian mobs. You got all these Italian mobs in New York tied to this illegal gambling. And all of these players were coached at some point in their careers by Rick Pitino. That's just a coincidence. I'm just saying. Now, who does a player trust more than anybody? Their coach. Players that go there and be like, Coach, you know what's a good restaurant? Coach, I'm trying to get a house. Can I trust? You got a real estate, you got a realtor that I can trust. Coaches are so much vital in players' lives than you know. Because that's like the person they look at as their father figure more than anybody is the head coach. And they be like, Coach, you know, what do I do, Coach? Coach, what? Hey, she pregnant, Coach. What do I do? You know, a clinic, Coach. I've known plenty of these stories, more than I should. This is an episode of Sopranos. I know. Yeah, we're going to go through all these names, but let me give you at least one name right now that definitely got Golden State Warriors a little scared. Hit the like button, man. Get the like button up. Now, there was an incident that happened. And we're going to show it to you. The Golden State Warriors with 13 seconds to go in the game. Right? It's 127 to 115. This game is well in hand. They're up 12 with 13 seconds. The Warriors got the ball. They got 5 on the clock. They should have just basically not even shot the ball, but they shot it anyway, right? The shot's up. It's short. There's a fight for the ball, and there's a rebound by the Golden State Warriors. They go up, pump fake, and there is a foul. On this sideline, there is a conversation being had right here of complete fear. Now, why are they sitting here in total disbelief? That's Gary Payton Jr. They got the game won. Their team is going to the line. And Gary Payton Jr. is in total devastation right now. And he's saying they'll get to shoot the ball again. They had people read his lips. And the other teammate on the side right here got his face covered. And he's talking through the net. And got his face covered while he's saying they get to shoot the ball again. And who is that person? Steph Curry. Steph Curry. I told y'all this thing's finna get ugly. This thing is finna get ugly. Hit the like button up. Hit that notification bell. Don't forget to get into this. Now, he's finna say they're gonna get to shoot again. Yep, and right there, you could read his lips. It was in slow motion. He said they get to shoot the ball again. And look, Steph don't want to be seen. Chris Paul Steph Curry, and yours truly, Gary Russell Jr. All three seem to be involved. Steph wants to cover his entire face as this whole thing is going on. Now watch. They got the game won. Why is all of this concern about a game that's over? It's 5. Look, they might shoot after. Oh my God. They might shoot after. Oh my God. It's 5.8 seconds left in a game that's over, that y'all got won, and y'all biting y'all nails. Don't worry. If y'all on my Patreon tonight, y'all gonna get a lot of names. We finna go down a lot of names. It's a lot going on. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Keep paying attention. It ain't over. Look, they still isn't enough. Steph got his head down the whole time. He's got what is he hiding for? They can't believe it. Everybody else on the other team, they ready to go home. Now, here it is, 5 seconds. Slow. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Uh-oh. They pull up for a 3. 1 second. And they hit it at the buzzer. Game over. Look at they just won the game. They won the game 129 to 118. This dude, it looked like somebody just died. Steph Curry, oh, whatever, it's just money. He just rolled over and he's laughing. Look at Gary Payton Jr.'s face. You tell me that man ain't gambling? I know a gambler when I see one. I know somebody who just lost a bag. That was me last night at the Nuggets game. Did he lose his bet? What do you think? When that shot went in, at the end, Chris Paul is dying laughing. Steph Curry is dying laughing. They don't care about the money. But they dying laughing. This guy is sitting here in disbelief. They are laughing. Oh my God. And that 3 covered the spread. Right at the buzzer. Mm-mm-mm. So let that sink in. All this excitement against a game against the Wizards that you won by 11. The Wizards was the worst team in the league that year. They were like 5-23 at that point. This game wasn't close. And you think the federal government don't have this game. So the Golden State Warriors are definitely in the grease. Of course, the NBA ain't gonna say nothing about it. What's up, Rod? Rod joined the membership. He said his daddy was the glove, he the gambler. Well, here's the problem. That's such a crazy risk to take in the overall scope of it. That is a crazy risk. And now we're hearing that Kevin Durant is also, not Kevin Durant, Kevin Garnett. Sorry, KD. Kevin Garnett is being named and attached to this. There's other names coming too. The reason that Kevin Garnett was there because he actually gambled one time at the spot. So there's no connection of him doing something illegal yet. It's just that they saying Kevin Garnett once was there with Chauncey Billups. They were gambling at this location before. Garnett could be one of the victims, or he could be one of the celebrities. We don't know. Like, they could have paid celebrities to just show up there and then they indict them as if they did something wrong. So we don't know if that's even the case here yet. But you think about people's livelihoods and what's that to come. So yeah, don't forget to join and become a member. Get your badge like Rod Jones did. Class action lawsuits are worthless. Yes, on my Patreon, I will be giving you the names, the other names on the list. The federal government is looking into all these people. All avenues are open, especially with LeBron James. Definitely with him. So what Shaq was saying was true.
What was at stake? And I'm just ashamed that they put themselves and put their family and put the NBA in this position. We all know the rules. We all know the letter of the law. And it's just unfortunate. Innocent till proven guilty. But usually when the FBI has something, they have you. You know, FBI, I know a lot of people from the FBI, and I've been in many of those investigations. They'll wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but when they come knocking on your door, they have something. And we all know the letter of the law when it comes to gambling and sports gambling. And I don't want to sit up here like I'm some perfect guy. Like every now and then when I go to Vegas, I'll play some craps and I'll play some roulette, but never gambled at anybody's house. Don't know anything about poker, so I don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the Chauncey thing. But I know Chauncey, I know Damon very well, played with Damon, so I don't want to sit up here, but I'm ashamed that those guys will put their families and their careers in jeopardy. There's always saying in the hood, all money ain't good money.
And that's the main part. All money ain't good money. And what's even more interesting in that part, you know, to break it all down so that people would understand it, when he says all money ain't good money, what money were you really going to make? These guys make millions of dollars. So what are you really going to accomplish? What was you really going to make in that situation? What money could you really make? Whoa, you're gonna win what? A $20,000 bet, 200,000? Kwame said, "Me too. I'm ashamed as well." What money was you really gonna make in this situation? Now, there was a funny moment of the night, the funniest moment of the entire situation. Oh, yeah, 100%. But thanks for noticing. There was a situation that was hilarious that I think you guys didn't get a chance to see, but when Kenny started talking,
we have to.
Once he said gambling is an addiction, that's when it went to a level 9. Watch what Kenny Smith says. And I want you to look at Charles Barkley's face.
Possibly. It is an innocent until proven guilty. I think the other part is we have to realize gambling is an addiction. So the addiction of it.
Look at Charles' face. Charles' face is like, what the hell did you say?
Is what makes you make illogical decisions. So
Charles looked like, oh, this dude that lost his damn mind. You know how much money I got on the line? What the hell you mean? Don't throw gambling under the bus. Gambling is an addiction. Gambling is not an addiction. Gambling is a recreation. It's a lot of people that gamble just to be gambling. They ain't there to like, I gotta pay my bills. I need $1 million. If you going in there trying to win money, thinking you finna win enough to be rich forever, play the lotto. You got a better chance of doing that. You do it for recreation. You do it like, hey, I'm get out the house and gamble. If I win something cool, this be great. Hey, I came up today. You're going to have days you go down. You do it for recreation. You don't do it for if it's going to strap you for cash. Like, should I pay this water bill or Knicks in the under? Yeah, they can wait on the weather bill. You know, like, no. If you get addicted to the gambling, that's a problem. You might have a gambling addiction. People believe I have a gambling addiction. I don't. I know my rent will be paid. If it's the rent or the game, ain't no way in the world I wouldn't pay rent. I wouldn't pay car notes. I wouldn't pay anything. No, the mortgage is due. What am I gonna do? Mortgage or doggone rent? Taxes are due on the house. What do I do? Do I pay the taxes on the house, or do I bet it all on the Lakers? You know, it's you don't do that. Anything can become addictive. Sex can be addictive. It depends on your personality. I had a friend who was an alcoholic, went to AA, right? As soon as he went to AA, what happened? He got addicted to AA. He was in AA 24 hours a day. He's a counselor now. I'm counseling people. He's any project they come up with. We're going on a trip. He was addicted to AA. So it's about your personality. You have to have an addictive personality, and he just don't know how to do things without becoming so obsessively addicted to it. That's just his problem. He just had an addictive personality. People get addicted to AA. Yeah, that's what they want you to do. They want to switch your addiction. They turn you to the Bible. That's why they always use the Bible and the 12 steps. And they try to get you basically turned on to church and get your addiction there. And sure enough, he came right back in out of AA and he was addicted like hell. Then he started telling me about God and everything. You know, I talked to God yesterday. I'm like, man, that's the third time this week. God, you and God become best buddies. God said, you know what? You shouldn't even touch that bottle. I'm like, man, that's good. He's like, my ex was addicted to me like that, so I left her. Bet on Brunson. Shoot, I might have to, the way these bets are going, boy, the way I got screwed out of that Denver game last night. But when he said gambling was the addiction, Charles couldn't wait to talk. He had to wait till Kenny went through all this soliloquy about gambling being an addiction. And Charles couldn't wait to give him the mic. Give Barkley the mic.
Rozier, you
Take
say.
Chauncey out the equation.
All right. They had already looked at it and said we didn't have enough, but not on the Chauncey
Entirely.
as an indictment of the league. Clear something up for me, Chuck.
I'm going to clear it up quickly.
I know, but I really just want this. You say the league dropped the ball on the Rozier part of
Yes.
this? Because they had already looked at it and said we didn't have enough, but not on the Chauncey. They didn't drop the ball on
First
Chauncey
of all, these are
Billups.
two different things.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
two different things.
So the league dropped the ball on Rozier, you
Take
say.
Chauncey out the equation.
All right.
And the reason I'm mad at Kenny is, man, this ain't got nothing to do with damn gambling addiction. This ain't got nothing to do with addiction.
He started right off. This ain't got nothing to do with no damn gambling. You gonna throw gambling under the damn bus? Charles, hey, you ain't finna throw gambling under the bus. What the hell are you talking about? This ain't got nothing to do with no damn gambling. Don't you come in here with that. Don't you come in here with that. Kenny looking like, what? This got something to do with gambling.
These dudes are stupid. Why are they stupid? You on the no dudes are stupid. Why? And the reason I'm mad at Kenny is, man, this ain't got nothing to do with damn gambling addiction. This ain't got nothing to do with addiction. These dudes are stupid. Why?
Don't throw gambling under the bus. These dudes just stupid. They got nothing to do with no gambling addiction. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. My side hurting, man. That is hilarious. This ain't got done. When he said that, the look on Charles' face is like, What the hell? Oh man, Chuck, like, man, this ain't got nothing to do with no damn gambling addiction.
They stupid. You, under no circumstances can you fix basketball games. Under no circumstances. I love to gamble. The notion, like, Rozier makes $26 million. Him betting, giving people information or taking himself out of games, how much is he gonna benefit taking himself out the game to get unders? Like, he's making $26 million. The notion he gave, how much of these guys he gave a head up, he took himself out of games on prop bets. How much money is he gonna make?
Well, if he did that, you're proving my point.
What do you mean?
That means
that's
that
not
it's an
addiction.
illogical thought process.
No.
If you're making $26 million to try to win 50,000, like, that's illogical. So that you're proving my point.
No,
It
that's
is
not addiction. That's stupidity.
The same reason
No.
someone.
That's not addiction. It's stupidity. So which one y'all think? Is that an addiction or is it stupidity? That's addiction. Somebody saying both. The stupidity in Chuck is right. Now, if somebody said, hey, man, if you don't stop gambling, you're going to die. I'll be like, all right, well, I ain't gambling no more. Cold turkey is done. But it ain't like I can't breathe if I don't have a bet. I know people like that, and they are bad. I'll be like, man, dude, you really are messed up. They can't breathe if they don't have a bet. That's crazy. I could never see that. You know, when somebody said, man, they put that right in front of you and you don't even see what's going on. I could never see that happen. Well, I mean, it's a lot of things being exposed. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to go to the Patreon and give y'all that list. And we'll holler at y'all a little later. Thank y'all for tuning in. So make sure y'all join my Patreon, Carcino for Life. Shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life. Everybody in the chat, appreciate that. We opened it up for everybody to come on in. Seeing all my members pop up in here. I see you, Marth. Oh, somebody gifted you a membership. That's what's up. All right. Don't forget all my members who sign up over here. Christmas time, you know, we giving away, you know, like gift cards. So if we get enough people in, we're giving out gift cards. So all y'all donation is going right into a raffle for y'all to get the money back. All right. We out. Thanking you. All right, Infinity Mark. So that's Infinite Mark. Infinite Mark. You did membership and Patreon, holding it down. That's what I'm talking about, okay? And on that note, we about. Deuces.